Happy holidays from Central Illinois. Um, it was Easter Sunday, 2010. My husband, Mike, my twin 5-year-old sons, and I were with my sister and her family, her 2 children and her husband, in Michigan. We had spent the day with extended family celebrating Easter, complete with Easter baskets and a hunt for eggs left by the Easter Bunny. Like many holidays, we had eaten a family meal at some non-typical time and had as well as snacked throughout the day. So it was early evening and we found ourselves trying to decide if we owed the children another meal. Begrudgingly, we admitted to ourselves that we did. But we were tired and we didn't want to cook, so we went online and we ordered pizza to be delivered. The time for the pizza to arrive came and went, and the children began to notice that they had not been fed. So they were asking where was their pizza. At first, we reassured them that sometimes pizza delivery takes a little longer than expected, especially on holidays. But that didn't keep them for long. After a short while, as children will, they asked again about the pizza. And it was at this point that my husband, Mike, apparently bored and needing some amusement, began to make up increasingly absurd theories about where our pizzas were and what had befallen the pizza delivery guy. Mike had a ready audience in his sweet and inquisitive sons who responded to each possible explanation with more sincere questions and ultimately concern for the fate of the pizza delivery guy. At first, Mike told the boys that the pizza guy was probably lost, which made them concerned for their pizza and for the guy. When he had sufficiently teased them about that scenario, Mike suggested that maybe the pizza delivery guy had sold our pizzas to the highest bidder. The obvious injustice of such an act shook my son's faith in humanity. So after a bit, Mike moved on to the theory that maybe the pizza deliveries guy's car had broken down and he had used our pizzas to pay for a tow. The final straw came when Mike had the boys considering the sad possibility that perhaps the Easter Bunny, after a long and tiring day, grumpy and hungry, had mugged the pizza delivery guy and stolen our pizzas. I shut that one down as quickly as I could, and we set about finding something else to feed the children. And the pizza delivery guy never did show up. So fast forward 8 months to a few days before Christmas. My sons and I are leaving our local mall, and they see Santa in the parking lot scurrying back towards the mall entrance. As we are driving away in our minivan, because all of life's toughest questions must be asked of mothers by their children from the back of loud, moving minivans, my boys began to ask me and try to make sense of why Santa was in Central Illinois rushing into our mall. I'm not sure why seeing him in the parking lot prompted so many questions when they had no doubt probably noticed him in the mall at other times, but it did. They wanted to know if Santa was at our mall, did that mean he went to every mall? And how is that even possible? How could he be at all these malls and still be in the North Pole overseeing the elves getting ready for Christmas? And about that, how did Santa travel all over the world in one night? And how did he even get to our mall? There were no reindeer in the parking lot. They didn't see any chauffeur or elves about. To all of these questions, I gave my standard Santa Claus answer, which was to exclaim, I don't know. It's a mystery. How do you think he does it? Well, this was not at all satisfying to their tender investigative journalist ears. Consequently, they moved away from the logistics questions to the motivation question. Why does Santa fly around the world and deliver presents to the children? Now, this one felt like a bit of a softball question that maybe I could give the boys more than the standard mystery answer, and I could give them a little something more substantive. So I told them, because Santa loves children and wants them to be happy. They cross-examined me, but he only gives presents to good children, right? But I was not falling for that trap again. You see, I had spent a long time, one summer evening, the previous summer, trying to talk one of my sons off the ledge, when out of the blue, he had sadly told me that he would be getting no Christmas presents because Santa wouldn't think that he was a good boy. I had tried to assure him to really limited success that he was a good boy. So then I had to explain that Santa knows that all children are good and that he would get that he loves all of them and he gives presents to all children. At that point, my son wanted to know, even the boy down the street? Yes, even him, though he was not always nice. So this time at Christmas, when they asked me that, I wasn't about to say just the good children. I said, no, all children. But my sons were ready for me. That led me directly into another trap. If Santa loves all children and brings them all presents, then why didn't Santa go to their friends Max, Sophia, and Hannah's house? Now, here's the thing you need to know about Max, Sophia, and Hannah. There are no more well-behaved, sweeter children in the world than the three of them. So there was a real problem. If he loves all children and brings them all presents, why would he miss those three most beautiful children? So, okay, I thought, I can handle this. I said to them, Santa knows that Max, Sophia, and Hannah are Jewish, and they don't celebrate Christmas. Being a kind and culturally sensitive person, Santa does not bring them presents out of respect for their faith and their religion. What? They said. Why don't Jewish people celebrate Christmas? I was incredulous. Oh no. Here I was, the place that I, a Catholic in culture only, one time atheist, another time primarily agnostic, Buddhist enthusiast, philosophy major, did not want to be. I wasn't prepared to take sides between Christianity and Judaism. Therefore, I did what that philosophy major and the law school education that followed trained me to do. I objectively presented both positions to my then 6-year-old sons so they could figure it out for themselves. I explained that some people, like their gran, believed that Jesus Christ was the Son of God. Other people, Jewish people included among them, did not believe that Jesus was the Son of God. Christmas is the celebration of the birth of Jesus, so Jewish people don't celebrate Christmas. Nice and clean and clear, right? But what does Santa have to do with Jesus, they wanted to know. Now, I don't know if any of you here on this call know the answer to that question, but I do not. But I am not a quitter. So I gave them what I thought was the most logical answer. Jesus loves children and believes that they're all inherently good. He and Santa have that in common. Hence, Santa delivers presents to children on Jesus' birthday. Whew, we made it, right? There'd be no more questions. Oh yes, we were just getting started. Next, they wanted to know, well, why don't Max, Sophia, and Hannah celebrate Easter? Now, if I didn't want to get into the question of whether Jesus is the Son of God, you can imagine how little I wanted to tackle his crucifixion and resurrection. But again, not a quitter. And so I felt like it was a little bit on a roll, so I ventured in. My sons knew about Martin Luther King Jr. and his assassination, so I felt like I had something to work with here. I explained to them, still, by the way, driving that dang loud minivan with them in the back, that there are people who come into the world and try and make it a better place. They fight for others who are mistreated and who aren't given the same rights and privileges. And those people like Martin Luther King Jr. and Jesus, challenge the power structures. And those in power are threatened by that. And sometimes they kill those very good people. I told my sons that Christians believe that Jesus came back to life after he was killed and that the Easter is a celebration of that. By this time, I am very uncomfortable and did not want to be grilled about whether Jesus could actually come back to life, all the details of the resurrection. So I am lurching ahead in my mind, trying to figure out what I'll say when those inevitable questions come. I'm trying to think, what rabbit can I pull out of my hat to answer those questions? When a rabbit comes to my rescue, the Easter Bunny. One son asks, what does the Easter Bunny have to do with Jesus coming back to life? His brother quickly follows up with, and why does the Easter Bunny hide eggs? Quickly deciding against a deep dive into pagan celebrations, I mentally begin to construct a more uncomplicated answer about spring and rebirth and celebrating new life. When I'm jolted out of these mental gymnastics, one of my sons is loudly and excitedly shouting, wait, I have an even bigger question. Whatever happened to that pizza delivery guy? And to that, I answered, it's a mystery.
Oh, Catherine, that is like a cross section of America, an Americana. That was brilliant. I love your analysis of the power structure and comparison. That was just fabulous. What great kids you have.
Yes, they are wonderful kids. And if I have any bit of advice, don't talk too much to your children when they're young. They'll just ask lots of questions.
But
Leave you
they
feel
ask such brilliant questions.
they're good boys. They're 15 now.
Right, right. They still don't believe. They still believe in Easter Bunny.
No, they were never fans of any of that. Tooth Fairy, they were very suspect of it all.
Oh, really? That's a money-making venture. They missed out on that one. You can suspend all disbelief if there's a financial gain in it.
Not these guys.
Well, it's why most of us make our first communion and confirmation. It's because there's big money there. Oops, sorry. Apologies to the theologically minded. Catherine, thank you so much. That was brilliant. How is the weather in Illinois?
We had our first snow here where I am. It was just a dusting and it's already gone, but I love the snow.
Oh, right. Well, I hope you have a white Christmas. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you so much. You're one of the delights that we've picked up via Zoom this year. So thank you so much.